friends, welcome back to the channel. My name's Michelle and I am going to upcycle this vintage cosmetic case. I've been organizing and moving things around and I thought this would be a really cool thing to use for storage. So I'm going to walk you through my process. And the biggest thing that I can tell you is that when you're going to decoupage something that is not just a flat surface, the best thing you can do is just go for it. You can't be intimidated by it. And I usually just start off with one side and do a little at a time. And as I go through, I anchor it and I dry it, and then I move a little further along. So here I'm just starting it on this little lip on the side, and I'm going to get that anchored down so that I can move forward. And I'm just moving along. Once I get this down, I just keep going in that direction and let the piece kind of guide me. So I'm pushing it, making it smooth, and just doing a little at a time. This video is sped up 3.5 times. So I'm taking my time here and doing a little at a time. I'm cutting this so that I can smooth it around the corner. And I just keep using my decoupage medium and flattening it down and basically just letting it guide me. Same thing over here. It's kind of like wrapping a present. And whatever you do, just don't panic. You can't really mess this up as long as you take your time. And as I go further on the sides, I have to go further across on the top. I'm just doing a little bit at a time. And I'm using where the handle is there, I'm wanting to get it as close to that as possible. And now I'm going to dry this. That way it's completely dry and I don't have to worry about the part that I've already done. So for the middle of the paper, because this is in the middle, I'm using this X-Acto knife and I'm just going around the handle, little at a time. Again, this is sped up. So once I have that done, I can just cut it right down the middle there. And now we're just going to continue little at a time, anchoring it down and moving forward. Anchoring it, drying it, and moving forward. And then once we get this on, I will tell you about blending the paper into the piece that you're working on. Okay, now it's time to blend this paper um, into the case. And there on the right side of the handle, you can see that there's a bare spot, a white spot. So I just match the paint as best I can. I did not have to do any mixing of paint in this case, but what you do is incorporate the colors that you're using other places on the decoupage paper, which you can see I'm doing there. So I'm not just painting on the places that do not have the decoupage paper. I'm painting everywhere. So the paint colors that I'm using to blend are going to be seen other places in the paper. So if it doesn't match perfectly, that's okay because it is going to be mixed in throughout the paper. And I am just enhancing her face a little bit, adding some shadow and highlights in different areas, um, just to just to deepen deepen the intensity of it. Highlighting her hair there, I add some tendrils of hair, and then I'll move on to the body of the suitcase to make it match the decoupage paper as well. Okay, so you notice I try my hand at the writing that's on this decoupage paper. I try to kind of mimic that on the edge there. And I do it again here on the front. Um, and the rest of the time, I am just using colors that match the paper and blending them up into the paper. I tried to do some of that writing on the handle there too, giving her a few more stray hairs. And now I'm just going to take the colors that I'm using. I've got 4 colors, a green, a blue, a cream colored white, and a little bit darker yellow cream color. And I was using like a chocolate brown color for the line work on her hair and her face and the words. And now I'm just gonna take these colors and I blend them around, and I use a stippling motion and do the best I can to match the background of that paper. Now I'm going to attempt to do some of this script writing on the front of the case. And I realized that that was easier said than done. So what I ended up doing is spraying it with water, letting it drip down, putting some of the other paint colors on there so that it would drip over top of it. And that's cut really short, but I basically just tried to make it look like it was running, like the print was there, but it was running. And now I'm taking some Pint Art Antique Paste in the color Umber, and I'm just going around and putting it any place on the case that I feel like would be worn, where there'd be a shadow. Um, the handle, around the handles, on the front. I end up also using it to kind of intensify the shadows on her face, and you'll see that here in just a second. After I hit all the edges and everything with the umber, I go over the entire case with a clear wax. And now I'm going in with the antique paste in the color Antique Gold, and kind of rotating between the clear wax and the colored waxes, just because the clear wax helps it move along, because there is quite a bit of texture on this case, you know, these vintage cases. And now I am buffing the wax. This has been probably 24 hours. And now I have to get to work on the inside of the case. I had primered it, but I needed another coat, and I needed to do something because I had already put some transfers on the tray that goes in here, but I needed some more decoupage on the cover. And on the top, I'm using Lovely Lena, and that's the name of the decoupage paper I used on the top. And then on the inside here, this is old photos. And here we have it. I did the same process on the inside. Thank you so much for watching. All of the products that were used in this video are linked in the description, with the link to all of the retailers. And we really appreciate you watching, and would appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much.